All right, let's turn to sports now. The Toronto Raptors have their backs against the wall tonight in Washington, facing elimination in their first-round NBA playoff series. Blake Murphy is a writer at RaptorsRepublic.com, a website dedicated to all things Toronto Raptors. He joins us. Blake, great to have you, but I'm scared to ask this because I think I know what you're going to say. I mean, what's the odds here that the Raptors can actually pull through tonight?
The odds that they can pull through tonight aren't that bad. The odds that they can pull through in the series and that this whole season isn't done are extremely slim. If you're looking at just tonight, they have about as much chance as they had in the other three games, which is maybe slightly less than 50-50. You'd hope the Wizards cool off shooting a little bit and Kyle Lowry starts hitting some of the shots he's hit for the last 2 years. Series-wise, though, teams are 0-111 when they're down 3-0 in a series, and I don't think these Raptors are the 1942 Leafs or the 2004 Red Sox.
Well, you mentioned Kyle Lowry. What's going on with him? Is he injured? I mean, why is he playing so badly?
He's got to be injured. He missed several games down the stretch with what they call the back injury. It seemed for maybe 2 months before that he was either dealing with nagging injuries or was heavily fatigued. He carried an enormous load for the 5 or 6 weeks that DeMar DeRozan was out earlier in the season. And with the physical style that he plays and the amount of energy that he expends on both ends of the floor, it's not unrealistic that he's either hiding a couple nagging injuries or he's just exhausted at this point.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but weren't the Raptors in the season stronger than the Wizards? I mean, why are they choking now?
They were a little stronger in the standings, but similar to the Wizards, they were wildly inconsistent. So the Raptors started off incredibly hot. The offense has started to cool some, and with the opportunity to scout far in advance for multiple games at a time, the Wizards have kind of figured out that the Raptors are going to drive and they're going to pull up for mid-range jumpers and try to get fouled. And there's not a whole lot else going on other than that. Defensively, I don't think they just weren't ever that good. They were a top 10 team by defensive efficiency last season, but I think that was a little bit of a mirage. And as the season went on, you kind of saw that opponents were figuring them out.
And after such a strong season, I mean, how much would a first-round exit hurt the fan base, or are these fans loyal?
I think the fans are loyal. I think they'll be back next year because the team should be pretty quality again, and the All-Star game's coming. And there should be a little extra excitement if Canada qualifies for the Olympics this summer as well. But it's definitely a disappointment. They entered this season, and whether they said it publicly or not, the goal was definitely the second round. That's the next step. They made the playoffs last year and nearly made the second round. They thought they came back a little better with the same core intact plus a few additional pieces. And the franchise has only ever won one playoff series. So you set the regular season record for wins in a season. If you don't win a playoff series, it's definitely a disappointment. And I think they'd make some changes this offseason.
What has all of this meant for basketball in Canada? The fact that the Raptors, you know, this consecutive playoff appearance, is it helping grow basketball in Canada?
It certainly can't hurt. You look at Jurassic Park for Game 3. The Raptors had just played 2 terrible games. They played bad basically since the turn of the calendar to 2015, and there were still thousands of people out on not the nicest day to watch basketball outside together. It's growing immensely. The number of Canadian players in the league is growing. The number of impact players in NCAA is growing. Canada's team with Andrew Wiggins suiting up this summer should be a strong threat to qualify for the Olympics, which should help. Like I said, the All-Star game's coming here. There's a lot of momentum for Canadian basketball right now, and it starts with the Raptors. Hopefully, you know, they can extend that a little bit in this series and build on it for next year and keep that momentum going.
Blake Murphy from RaptorsRepublic.com. Thanks so much, Blake. Appreciate it.
Thank you.